Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Battling in front. Bulldogs taking a couple looks at it. Pass back, Ben. First shot finds its way through.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. "161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence."
I believe that if you get your degree here, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
On a Saturday matinee inside the Arrington Ice Arena, it's NCAA Division III women's ice hockey as the 7th-ranked team in the nation, Adrian College Bulldogs, welcome the University of Dubuque Spartans to town, a team the Bulldogs have never lost to. Hello, friends. My name is Nathan Lindner, joined alongside Sean Whitmer. And Sean, we saw a pretty one-sided result last night, a 6-0 win for Adrian College, and now the Bulldogs get a chance to do it again here tonight at home. Sean, when you look at this matchup on paper, what stands out most to you heading into today's game?
I think if you're the Bulldogs, you're trying to do exactly what you did yesterday. They've had a pretty dominant season against the teams that they should be dominant against, and I think it's just continuing that. You don't want to show other teams in your conference or around the NCAA Division III level that you have a weakness.
It can really be important to stay sharp here in kind of the lull of the season, playing against some lower competition, especially with a lot of key games coming up. We'll get into that later. Adrian comes into tonight with a 14-4 overall and a perfect 11-0 record in the NCAA, currently sitting atop the conference and ranked 7th in the nation. Dubuque, on the other hand, has had a tough season at 2-16 overall and 1-10 in conference play, but they're trying to build momentum late in the year. Sean, when a top-ranked team plays a team at the bottom of the standings like this, what's the biggest challenge for Adrian mentally and physically?
I think mentally is the big key there, right? You need to make sure that you are as crisp as possible. You can't go into this contest acting like you are playing a team that is lower in the standings than you. You need to come into this contest acting like you are playing for the national championship. Play every single moment like that, and you will find yourself successful on the ice and off. And if this team can do that here today, we could see them playing deep after the season's over.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have earned the right to be here. We start 0-0, 60 minutes to play. It's anyone's game. Obviously, Adrian College comes in tonight with a really strong record, and we've seen the history of this matchup, but you really got to play every team like it's the best, and then you come out and just do your job. The Bulldogs have won 4 out of their last 5 games to start 2026. That stretch includes a split at the Mustang Cup in New York, a dominant sweep of Lake Forest last weekend, and, of course, last night's shutout win over Dubuque. Meanwhile, Dubuque is searching for consistency. After another tough loss last night, the Spartans haven't won a game since November 28th, but they'll try to bounce back here in Game 2. Sean, how important is it for Dubuque to respond early tonight after a loss like they had yesterday?
Well, I mean, we can look at some of the numbers here in front of us, and if you're Dubuque, if you can grab a win here against Adrian College, that is a completely different season outlook. No matter how your season finished, you beat a top 10 team. You beat one of the best. Looking at some of their numbers yesterday, you need to get those shots on net up. 15 shots on goal for the entirety of a game is just too low. They blocked a lot of shots from the Bulldogs, but at the end of the day, got to get more shots on net, got to win more faceoffs, and just can't take as many penalties.
Yeah, some of those numbers obviously stand out a lot. The shots on net, of course, the Bulldogs outnumbering them 4-1, and then the faceoffs one almost doubling the Spartans total there. It's just some of the little numbers and the hustle stats that we kind of get into is that they really just don't generate a lot of offense, and that's kind of Dubuque's struggle here. Adrian, for the season, averages 4.5 goals per game on 38 shots, and they're lethal on special teams, converting on 32% of their power plays while killing off 94% of opponent chances. Dubuque, meanwhile, averages just 1.7 goals per game and struggles on faceoffs at 39% and has had trouble generating consistent offense. Sean, how big of a factor do you think special teams will be tonight, especially after how dominant Adrian's power play has been?
I mean, they went 1 for 4 yesterday on their power play. With that, if you're Dubuque, you're coming in with a little bit of confidence. You were able to kill off 3 of their power plays. If you're the Bulldogs, you're trying to capitalize on every opportunity. And then even when Dubuque does get on the power play, the Bulldogs are going to want to try to get some shorthanded opportunities and vice versa.
Yeah, looking at yesterday's game, there was 6 total penalties, 2 against Adrian College and 4 against University of Dubuque. First 2 were against Adrian in the first and second period. Paige Parmalu called for cross-checking, Elizabeth Sturgeon for roughing, and then the last 4 all against the Spartans. Yeah, the slash, high stick, body check, and cross-check. So a pretty wide variety across the board between all the players. And I think it's a fairly clean game, and when you have a blowout, it kind of can happen like that. And then obviously we get later into the game when the Spartans are kind of scrap for a shot, anything they can get. How do you think that the Spartans can really capitalize on maybe if Adrian does put themselves in the box?
I think if the Bulldogs put themselves in the box, you need crisp, tape-to-tape passing, lead your teammates up the ice well, but not too far, and try to create some backdoor cuts. We see that be so successful at this level of hockey all the time. If you can find somebody cutting backdoor and you can hit them with a crisp pass, it's a goal every time.
We'll take a look at some of the goals here for Adrian College. They spread it across very evenly across the 3 periods. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third. It was Paige Pomerleau who scored the first 3 goals of the game, had a hat trick in the first 13 minutes or so, or excuse me, 33 minutes of the game, and then Hannah Markovich and Courtney Ben and Carly Carpenter rounded out the scoring. Courtney Ben was actually a power play goal. She's been really good on the power play this season, huh, Sean?
Yeah, and I think the Bulldogs in their entirety, as you mentioned earlier, have been phenomenal on the power play this season. If you can get one player to just roll through and be your main person, that's phenomenal for you as a team because you know you have somebody that can come up clutch. But on the flip side, it tells everybody else who's going to be the person to watch.
And as we see some of the teams get out here on the ice, we'll take a look over at the starting lineups. First will be for the University of Dubuque. Sean, anyone stand out for you tonight for the Spartans?
Yeah, I think the Spartans are going to have a pretty good job out here with they're playing young, and their coach is young in her own right. We'll get to her later, but when you have a freshman in net, you have a couple freshmen starting around her in Meter and Ronan as well as Denhoff. Then you got a couple sophomores up there in the front in Halson and Tetrao. Just all things considered, if you're going to start a young team like this, you want them to gel early. You want them to build that chemistry that they can utilize for a long time. The worst thing that can happen to a program like this when you are rebuilding is having them separate, having them transfer out, having other people transfer in and take spots. If you can keep this unit together, you are going to be in a much better spot. going into these future years.
Yeah, they're, like you said, starting a really young lineup, and I think if they can stay in the program and develop for a couple years, this team might be one to watch here in a couple years. They can make the NCAA tournament, maybe win a couple of games in there. It's really going to be tough, though, and we flip to the Adrian side of the puck here.
Well, real quick, looking at our highlight player of the game here next, Natalie Meter comes in 18 games played, has scored 9 goals and 4 assists, leads the team in points, and the only freshman starting at the forward position.
And now we'll flip it over to the Adrian College side. Starters here first. Sophomore goaltender Kira Stack from Madison, Wisconsin. Sean, when we look at the Adrian College starting lineup right there, who stands out to you here today?
I think they got a couple players that are really going to show things well as Kaylee Simon gets announced here. You got Parker Byer back there with her, Maddie Lowe, Hunter Reardon, and Liz Sturgeon. As get a quick look here at Parker Byer's numbers. Player to watch, 18 games played. She's only scored 3 goals, but she's had 8 assists. She does a very good job at getting that puck in front, firing it from the point, allowing some deflections to take place. And the hand-eye coordination from this Bulldogs team is so good because they are able to get their stick on those pucks flying through the air to redirect them up and in.
Yeah, and she was one of the top stars at the Mustang Cup there in New York, so definitely coming off of a high weekend. Table is set. Both squads are ready. We're almost ready for puck drop here, but first, the national anthem is coming up at the rink, and while we're off air for that, stay with us. We'll be back shortly for the opening faceoff. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
One-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Win. Let's go.
Back after the national anthem, sung live here. Always nice when it's sung live at the Ice Arena. And ceremonial puck drop here. I believe the Lenawee Humane Society. Saw the posters hanging around campus there.
Yep, new partnership here for the Adrian College NCAA Division III hockey team.
So in there are the two captains, Ava Dedrick and Paige Pomerleau for Adrian College. Love me a good ceremonial puck drop. Anyway, we're getting ready for hockey here. Under a minute to go before puck drop of the first 20 minutes of play. Nathan Linder and Sean Whitmer up here in the booth as the Lenawee Humane Society and Adrian College Women's Hockey partner up for tonight's game. I believe I saw on the poster that if you brought either a stuffed animal or maybe some kind of donation that you got in for free. That's what I read on the flyer around town.
And that's a pretty good promotion here, especially on a Saturday afternoon when not a lot of things going on around in Adrian, Michigan right now. So people get to come and watch some hockey for free and enjoy themselves.
You know, usually the stereotype is that it's cold in the ice arena, but I think you'll take being in here over than being outside here at Adrian on campus. Chilly in the single digits over the last 24 hours or so. It's been cold out there. Anyway, we're ready to go. Heinzman to drop the puck in there. Reardon and Halston. And we break free. Bulldogs control the puck first. Moving through the zone. Reardon enters with 3. Shoved off, and now far side for Sturgeon. Back around the cage. Sturgeon. Maddie Lowe. As Sturgeon hits the deck. Byer fires in from the point, like he said, and into the glove of Emily Scranron.
Yeah, that's a lot of traffic in front for Scanron, and able to just watch that all the way through, find it into her mitt, and wisely covered it up, allowing for another face-off as taking place to her left.
Ben fires a shot, blocker save. Pomerleau with the rebound again, backhanded, no good. Around the net now, falling ice. Ice is still slippery out there, left point. Simon fires, tipped off, and Johnson and up into the protective thing. Pomerleau hits the deck, might have hit her head on that one.
Scanron seems to be getting stuck a little bit there. When she corrected to her right to kick the puck into the corner, it ended up getting recovered by Pomerleau pretty quickly, and Scanron didn't get herself back into her crease.
Weak shot, missed right. Ben first to it. Pick it up, banks it off the boards for Byer. Right point, moved it across the blue line for Simon. She fires a shot, tipped slowly through the paint. No good. Now Ben. Right dot. Here's Griggs. They look to clear it out. Another Spartan hits the deck. Here's Hoover. Across the red line. She'll dump and chase it herself. On the left side, Eldridge. Byers first to it. Been out there the whole first 60 seconds. Pomerleau all the way down. And Simmons near the red line. And that one blown dead for icing. Bulldogs caught on the ice.
I don't think that's the worst thing for the Bulldogs here. Obviously, if the Spartans can capitalize, they're going to be a little upset, but I think if you're the Spartans, get that to the point, fire it in front, try to create a deflection that you can score off of.
Defensive zone draw won by the Bulldogs. It's Schmidt. Forwarded along. Instead, that was Richardson. Now Johnson. Spartan on her back. Johnson over to Ben. Broken up. Here comes Jeffrey. Goes diagonally over to the stick of Hayden. And LaSalle to pick it up. Banks it off the boards, but collected in the neutral zone by the Spartans, who dump it back in. Banked off the back of the cage. Now Richardson. The neutral zone picked up by their own blue line from Denhoff. Weaving underneath the scoreboard. Past the blue line. Denhoff fires a shot. It was broken up before she could get anything on it. Here's Lacola. Now Lowe. Maddie Lowe fires a shot. Easily blocked away. Sturgeon pinned up against the boards. Another shot patted away. Bulldogs just keep tallying the shot totals as we saw yesterday. Castle fires a shot wide left. Another shot blocked in front. Loose in front. Past the blue paint. Low. Right side. Here's Castle. Fires. Pad save. Rebound. Wasn't in the right spot with Sturgeon. Now here come the Spartans. 2-on-3. Simon down low the red line. Post first two in there with Reardon. Here's Montoliano. Going right, 1-on-3. Montoliano taking herself, and a good poke check away there by Couples. Now Hubenschmidt enters, poked away by Griggs. Far side with Scheel. Entered through the blue line. Klein dumps it down low. Griggs using her skate to usher the thing away. Montaliano sent off. Here's Klein, backhands it towards the slot. Backhanded away by the Spartans, under 17 minutes. Left to go in the first period, still up and down. Now Byer. Waiting. Byer had a long first shift. She's back out there, taking it coast to coast. Parker Byer, shot, blocked away. Rebound. Sticked out by the Spartans. Here's Tetrao. And now Johnson will pickpocket her. Johnson off the boards, goes to retrieve, and Jeffries right there to handle it. Pad save and covered up finally by Scanron. We get a stoppage.
Richardson got some physicality over during that last set right in front of her own bench area, bringing down a Spartan player and kind of holding her down on the ice, and then they both got tangled up, taking both of them out of the play, playing some 4-on-4 for a little while there.
Puck goes in near side. Pomerleau's shot, blockered away. Best chance the Bulldogs have had all day. That one going all the way down. It was tipped, no icing. Here's Castle first to it. Now Diedrich to recover. Pomerleau goes diagonal for Ben in front of the Spartan bench. They enter cleanly with Johnson and Pomerleau. Ben fires shot, broken up and sticked away by Scanron. Left point. Fires shot tipped and goes wide. Here's Eldridge. Leaves it back for her own teammate. And Ronan. Picked off by Pomerleau. Ronan still got it. Backhands it. Turnover. Here comes Castle. Broken up in the neutral zone. Now come the Spartans again. The other 16 in Denhoff. Fires a shot off of the stick and into the protective netting up high. Bulldogs off to contend with a defensive zone draw.
Luckily for the Bulldogs, they've been very successful on the draws so far in this game, as I believe they are 5-0, 5 wins on the face-off.
Reardon gets sent out. Another defensive zone draw, won by the Bulldogs again. They look to get it out of there. Down low, it's Meter. And here's Kaylee Simon. Flip it out and pawed down there by Griggs. Griggs first to it in her own neutral zone. Skates, poke checked away by Sturgeon. Here comes Reardon through the blue line, low on her left. Reardon fires a shot, goes wide. And she gets taken down in the process. Near side corner, Couples in there for Sturgeon. Low, dumps it back for Byer. Bulldogs have to retreat as they're caught offsides. Simon, blue line, just not offsides. Low fired a shot, scooped up into the glove by Emily Scanron.
So quick correction from earlier numbers. They were 4-1, now they're 5-1 on the face-off so far for the Bulldogs. Riley Johnson accredited with 3 of those face-off wins and the only face-off loss so far on today's contest.
Klein in there for the draw. Hubenschmidt also in. Simmons tried to escape, but it was kept in by the Bulldogs. Simmons down low. Hubenschmidt near side. Simmons in front of her. Puck trickles to the slot. Taken away. Here come the Spartans. Dumps it off the boards. Post. Out of the reach of Richardson. And Lacola there. Now here's Shield. Fires a shot. It goes wide left. Across the blue line. Montaliano finds Klein. Goes 1-on-2. Fires a shot. Blockered by a leg of a Spartan. There are 10 block shots from yesterday's game. Hubenschmidt battles for it at the blue line, but sticked away back into the neutral zone. Here's Byer. Not a lot of ice time here early in the first 6 minutes. Kaylee Simon connects with Byer. Now Johnson. Riley Johnson. Still on the right point. In and out of the glove of Scanron. And here comes Meter. Meter using the pace. Gets past Simon. Sticked away by Simon. A nice play. Meter. And in there is Tetro. Interception in the neutral zone. Shot blocked by Simon, who got down on one knee to save it. Ben connects with Pomerleau, but it goes past her stick. And the icing is called, despite Pomerleau being right there.
14 shots, mind you, so far out of the Bulldogs, 12 of which have been on goal. But on the flip side, just that quick steal and then getting dirty down low is Simon, not allowing a shot on goal, as the Spartans have had 0 so far, only have taken 3 shots total in the game.
Yeah, it really could have been a costly turnover there. But a nice play there from Simon, who dishes it out now and into the neutral zone. Broken up by Johnson from behind. Scheel in there. Sticked down. And now Ben falls to her knees as Pomerleau will corral it. Flips it off the boards. Collected at the red line. Here's Couples. Tries to go diagonal. Ben will have it. Backhands it the length of the ice. No icing. Length of the ice now again. Goes all the way down behind the goal is Stack. Richardson. Here's Reardon. Almost gets poked away. Now she loses possession. Spartans regain it. Griggs connects. Here's Richardson again. Far side, played it off the boards to Sturgeon. In there with Dedrick. Here's side, here's Hoover. Past Eldridge, who couldn't find it at first. Now into the blue line. Lee Low with the back check. Past the stick of Low again. Griggs going to fire one in. Off the low stick of Stack. Banked off the boards. Here's Sturgeon. Collects at the red line. And dumped in by Richardson. Simmons corrals behind her own net. Diedrich fans on one pass. Taken away in the neutral zone. Bulldogs control. It's Richardson. Going to dump it back in again. Markovich first to it. Flipped off the boards, and here's Lacola. Goes D to D with Byer. Tipped off, no icing, but it's going to be covered up by Scanron. We'll have another defensive zone draw.
Yeah, back in that last series of plays, linesman Joanna Heiber just was constantly in the action, kicking the puck away from some of the players and causing a couple turnovers for the Spartans in the neutral zone.
Bulldogs win another faceoff. Right point. Byer fires shot, hit the stick of a Spartan, goes up into the mesh.
If you're the Spartans, you cannot live down here in your own end. You need to start pushing this puck the other way and start getting some shots on goal.
Johnson wins it. Ben in and out of the glove of Scanron. Now underneath Denhoff. Pomerleau towards the slot. Ben one time scores! Pomerleau connects with Ben. Bulldogs up 1-0.
How about that play there for the Bulldogs, as Pomerleau almost lost it. Just backhand feed to Ben into the slot for her 13th goal on the season and her 20th point total.
Really good play there. The one time from Ben. This one whistled dead for offsides. Dubuque trails again. Post in there for the draw along with Klein. Won by Klein. D to D for Castle. Flips it off the boards past Markovich's stick. Klein backhand into the slot. Markovich couldn't handle it. It goes all the way the length of the ice. 250 feet down and will be blown dead for icing.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours here on the Spartans, as everything is just going against them here in this series. And that's kind of just been the history between these two teams.
Ben this time ushers it away. Richardson dumps it into the corner. Pomerleau maybe looking for that same play with Ben. Johnson fires a shot, blocked away. Johnson hits the deck. And again, past the blue line, Pomerleau sticked it off. Now Castle connects with Ben, enters cleanly. Courtney Ben, left, shot, tipped off the glove of Scanron. Here comes Meter out with it. Gets past Johnson, but sticked away by Ben. Long shift for this squad here. Pomerleau back to Ben. Broken up and sticked away there by Meter. Good move to get across. Now back into the neutral zone. Dubuque just can't really maintain possession through the neutral zone. They get it out, but as soon as it gets past their Bulldogs take it right back. Simmons down below her own red line. Now Klein backhands it. Couldn't find her own teammate. It'll be Lacola to retrieve. Connects diagonally with Markovich. Passed a couple of sticks between a couple of legs. Now Markovich again through the blue line. Modeliano drug her foot to stay on sides. Modeliano behind the net now. Eldridge. Markovich. D to D. Simon. Back to Markovich. Left dot. Fans on a shot. Still in the slot. Shot off the leg of Reardon. Jeffrey escapes the zone. Near the Spartans bench now, it's Byer. Call off sides. It was delayed. We play on. Here's Simmons. Connects with Eldridge. Skate. Dumps it in. Here come the Spartans. Byer behind her own net. Now Richardson looks to escape. Connects with Lowe. Uses the skate. Here Reardon. 2-on-2. Reardon to Lowe. Just out of reach from her. Lowe. Right point for Byer. Sends another shot in, wide right. Rebound, Sturgeon to backhand, no good. Again towards the slot. Still moving around, went for the wraparound and wrapped up, covered up by Emily Scanron. Stay connected with all the action by following at AdrianCollegeTV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment. Follow at AdrianCollegeTV today.
Interesting little note there after that last goal from the Bulldogs. They have scored 17 straight unanswered goals against the Spartans.
Wow. Johnson banked across the boards, down low for Couples now. Pomerleau there to Meter. Now escaping it out past the stick of Meter. Lacola fires another one in, goes wide right. Pomerleau. And Johnson behind the cage. Almost gets tripped up. Pinned to Spartan against the board now. Pomerleau into rescue. Ben there as well. Pomerleau still pinned there with Johnson. Couples. And Diedrich maybe. And Mary Halson, number 6. Ben looking for the right side, was there. Lacola, now Pomerleau down low. Behind the cage, here's Johnson. Far side for Ben. Ushers it across the yellow dasher. Lacola. It's broken up. Real nice play there. Ben caught it up near her chin strap. Now gets it across for Castle. Fires a weak shot in, sticked away off the glass. We play on. Couples, who lost her stick, kicks it. Now low, broken up. Here's Pomerleau towards the slot. Johnson with a almost baseball swing. And now here come the Spartans. 1-on-2. It's Natalie Meter. Toe drag shot, broken up. Meter fired another one towards the slot, but no one was there to help out. Pomerleau. This is the cross. Here's Lacola. Ben looks to go diagonal, connects with Johnson. 1-on-2. Riley Johnson goes right and loses it on her tape before she could get a shot off. Low to come in, but instead it's Gracie Hall to get it out. Bulldogs caught delayed offsides, so Spartans could control it. Broke up nicely near the blue line, and here's Lowe. Maddie Lowe down there in the corner. Into the slot, a good pass. Couldn't find a stick, though. Lowe again, far side corner, defended by Jeffries. Shield in there, Reardon and Lowe. And it escapes out. Sticked off the blue line, going to go the length of the ice. Presumably will be called for icing, and it will.
Spartans right now just seem to be floundering a little bit. And now they're getting caught on that icing, so they're stuck on the ice, unable to make substitutions.
Johnson in on the draw. She wins it. Ben backhands for Castle at the blue line. It's broken up by Haight. Dumps back in off the boards from Richardson. D to D they go. Simmons been out there for a while as this whole Spartan line. Now connects with Shield at the blue line. Broken up by Richardson. Shield, can she find post in the slot? Not yet. Spartans delayed offsides here. They got to retreat. It's Denhoff being hounded by Johnson. Denhoff still got it. Try to go diagonal. And if it doesn't hit his stick, it's going to be called for icing again.
17 shots on goal currently to 0 in favor of the Bulldogs. And that's just kind of been the whole story of the game, as only 3 face-off wins for the Spartans. They've blocked 2 shots, and they've got 4 shots off.
Now, it was kind of after those first 6 minutes when we were going up and down for a little bit. After that, the Bulldogs just kind of controlled the whole game, and then they had the goal in there as well. Ever since then, it's really been one-sided here, at least possession-wise. Now Monteliano. Hubenschmidt, a little tap from behind. It's Ronan there. Towards the slot, broken up. Klein trying to get it out. Here's Haight. This is off right side for Denhoff. Denhoff fires a shot. Now we get a shot on goal. Beyer escapes it for Hubenschmidt. Goes on a little skate and collides with Hall, who actually, Hubenschmidt got the worst end of that one. Lacola now at their own blue line. The Spartans look to control. Here's Couples. Connects diagonally with Post. Hubenschmidt called for offsides.
Got caught there by maybe a hair, as I didn't catch the number, but I believe it was number 40 for the Bulldogs in Monteliano. Just barely unable to get back across the blue line.
Face-off win for the Spartans. They'll see what they do with it. Couples up to Post. Riding the blue line now. Reardon comes with it, but sticked away by Shield. And Stack gets a action. Simon connects with Sturgeon at her own blue line. Now through the neutral zone. Low. Still got it. Markovic. Fires right side on the shot from Richardson. Simon. Low. If she could have got that one on her stick, it would have been an open look. Low. Back to Richardson. Backhanded stick off the glass. Finds its way to Griggs. And Hall. Pass with Post. They go diagonal with it. Looking to just get a change. D to D. Now Richardson connects off the stick of Sturgeon. Bulldogs will go for a change. We are reset here, 5-on-5. Both squads healthy. Off the boards, real nice play there, Meter. Allie Meter, broken up. By the Bulldogs, it was Sophia Lacola. Now Johnson, head up, weaving through. Didn't even have to worry about that defender. Johnson, 2-on-2 with the back checker for the Spartans. Riley Johnson towards the slot. Ben, weave through, shot, goes wide right. Ben will be rebounding. And it escapes, couldn't maintain possession. Here's Tetrao. Tetrao in there with Lacola, bumps against the boards. Tetrao hits the deck, so does Lacola. And Johnson will come away with it. Pomerleau, weave underneath the shadow of the scoreboard. Pomerleau to Ben. Ben, toe drag shot right into the chest of Scanron.
Scanron's making the easy saves look as such. It's just those, some of them are just looking a little bit more difficult than they need to, especially when they're sliding across the ice. As I mentioned in the early parts of this game, seems like she just gets stuck in one spot for too long.
Got to move those feet. There's Hubenschmidt. Our side broken up as Ronan tries to backhand it out of the zone. It does. It flipped up into the bench. And under 3 minutes to go here, first period. Bulldogs lead 1-0, and they've dominated the shot totals, up 17-1.
Well, maybe if you're the Spartans, seeing that one tally mark on the scoreboard can lead to some confidence for you. Something you can build off of.
Weave through. Here's Ronan. Fans on the initial entry pass. Now they lose it. Hubenschmidt again into the Spartan bench, and that one I think hit the coach.
Yeah, I believe that ended up catching head coach Aaron Connolly. Looked like it caught her right in the stomach there.
Yeah, she's feeling that one a little bit. Got to head on a swivel there. You're in play on the bench area. Probably a former player. I'm assuming not the first time she's been hit with a puck. Our side, Richardson. Now low. Looks to get it out. Reared in there to help. And they're going to dump it back in, do the Spartans. Stack will play it behind the cage. Here's Byer. Had a lot of ice time early. Haven't seen a whole lot of her in the last couple of minutes. Past the stick of Richardson. Byer. It's pinned against the boards by Haight. Now Reardon with it. Reardon. 2 Bulldogs on her side. Goes left between the legs. Gets shoved off. Low in there. Along with Tetrao. And actually it was Griggs. Now Reardon across the slot. Tipped a couple of sticks. Spartans look to come away with it. Banks it off the boards. Under 2 minutes to play here, first period. Sturgeon backhands it down below the cage again. Simmons first to it. Bulldogs have a fresh set of legs. Simmons defended by Ben. Flips up past the stick of Lacola here. Banked off the boards for Simon. Goes it back where it came from. Now Ben with the other 27 right on her, and Jeffrey weaving through the slot. Puck slowly through there. Simon now Simmons. And Lacola corrals on her own left dot. Connects with Johnson. Riley Johnson out in front. 1-on-0. Johnson dishes it off Pomerleau. Scores! The unselfish play from Riley Johnson to get it to Paige Pomerleau, notching her 15th goal of the season.
Yeah, just a phenomenal lead pass as well. And then Johnson finding Pomerleau behind her for maybe one of the easiest of the 15 goals she's scored this year. Got to give a lot of credit to Riley Johnson on that one.
Yeah, really an unselfish play there to just dish it off. I mean, she could easily try to make a move and take it herself, but knew the goaltender was going to bite on anything she did. I mean, we got someone right there with you. Might as well give it to you. A dangerous shot there from the Spartans. Just goes wide left. Off the glass now. Ronan, under a minute to play, first period. Here's Tetreault. Ben fights it off and covered up by Scanron.
Came out of her crease a little bit there. Scanron just trying to stay inside this game. But going back to that last play, the pass from Johnson to Pomerleau actually tied them up with goals on the season at 15. So probably going to see a little bit of fun banter between those two due to that.
Yeah, then on the first goal, Pomerleau had the assist, which tied Johnson on assist. So after that, Riley Johnson will now creep ahead again of Pomerleau in the assist category. Under 30 to play here. Here's Klein, backhands it off of the skate of Markovic. And Griggs gonna try to dump it back in. Here's Byer. A lot of yards gained on that pass, and another dangerous puck screaming towards the Spartan bench.
Well, Coach Connolly was not going to let that one catch her. She was bobbing and weaving as soon as it started coming in that direction.
Might have to give her a helmet. Neutral zone face-off, won by the Dogs, and Reardon hits the high marks. Here's Byer, sent the one all the way down, called for an icing with 4.1 seconds on the clock. And Bulldogs just win one more face-off, maybe one more clear, and that should be the end of the 20.
It's been a pretty clean 22 as far as no extracurriculars, nothing out of the ordinary. Couple instances that maybe could have been called for tripping and such, but refs have really just let them play.
Yeah, I think they all understand the scenario of the game and the result of last night's especially. Kind of just we figure out how it's going to be. And in the 20 minutes, we set the same score we did of last night's game, 2-0. Bulldogs lead the shot totals 18-2. Sean, obviously you said you liked the clean there. Anything else you found interesting in the first period?
I think a big aspect of it, if you're the Bulldogs, is they've done such a good job at keeping the Spartans outside of their offensive zone. And the Spartans are playing primarily with the puck in the neutral zone. if they get past the red line, they get past the center line, they're just dumping it in and making changes because they're spending so much time in the defensive zone that they're not able to create anything offensively.
Yeah, they're really being bogged down in their own end, and that's especially going to be tough when they have to flip sides here and they have to travel that extra 50 feet to get to their own bench. They defend in their own zone, and then they'll dish it out while the Bulldogs go for a change. They're just controlling the puck in their own end, and then as soon as they can get near their neutral zone past the red line, they'll dump, and they have to go for a change. So it's really troublesome to get some offense going, but that'll do it here for the opening period in Adrian. The Bulldogs and Spartans head to the locker rooms, and we'll step aside for intermission. When we come back, we'll break down the first 20 minutes and look ahead to period number 2. For Sean Whitmer and Nathan Lindner up here in the booth, you're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Gotten an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great, great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
Welcome to Adrian College, where we believe in educating both the heart and the mind. With over 100 innovative academic programs and 10 cutting-edge institutes, you'll find a path that's right for you. Join our vibrant community of over 50 athletic teams and discover why we're recognized as a U.S. News & World Report Most Innovative Institution. Adrian College, where passion meets purpose. Your future starts here.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jebby is like a consolidated platform where I can have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
one-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Ready to elevate your game? At Adrian College, our athletes strive for excellence on and off the field. Get involved in over 50 student clubs and organizations where your passions meet purpose. With innovative programs and personalized learning, our academics are designed to ignite your future. Experience vibrant student life, where community and connection shape your college journey. Adrian College, where you belong. Apply today and become part of the Bulldog family.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campusvisit.
These students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog Mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena. Bulldogs have the early lead 2-0 after 20 minutes of play over the University of Dubuque Spartans. Sean Whitmer, Nathan Linder up here in the booth. We'll take a look back at the 2 goals scored. Both had Pomerlew's name written all over them. Here's the first one. Pomerlew worked it down low to a one-timer for Ben. It's a really nice play.
Yeah, and I think it's great placement by Ben there, kind of underrated how fast twitch she was, just getting that wrister up and to the far side top corner.
Look at the second one. Was also with this goal scored by Pomerlew on the assist from Riley Johnson. Just a breakaway, got past the Spartans defense there. Johnson had all alone and then dishes it off for Pomerlew for the easy tap in. The 2 one-timers here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I think on that last play, it's so easy for Pomerlew to just kind of slow up because she sees Johnson has the breakaway. Just get out of her way. Don't cause a mistake. But Pomerlew continues to scream down to the right side of Johnson. Johnson's able to just drop it off to her. Pomerlew can bury it home with ease.
Let's take a look at some of the stats after 20 minutes. Sean, anything stand out to you besides the obvious shots on net discrepancy there?
The blocked shots is a little bit surprising to me. I kind of expected the Spartans to have a lot more blocked shots throughout that first period than they ended up walking away with. They finished yesterday's contest with 10 total blocked shots, only 2 so far today. Obviously, the face-offs 16-7 in favor of the Bulldogs, but then, as we mentioned, going towards the close there, no penalties for either side. Just a very clean 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, pretty clean, up and down, not a whole lot of dirty area work. I think the Bulldogs just kind of controlled the possession a lot there. And for block shots, I was really surprised that the Bulldogs had 0 block shots all of yesterday. I know Dubuque didn't get a whole lot of shots on goal off of, but then just to have 0, it's kind of surprising. We had the one big one down early on in the period where I believe it was Simon who got down to one knee to break up that costly turnover the Bulldogs had in their own end. And with just a lot of the Bulldogs shots have been kind of low screamers on the ice, just looking for the tip there. And it's been there, but they just haven't gotten the tip in that we wanted to have happen yet. But they worked it around the breakaway chance, obviously, and then a really nice play from Pomerlew down to Ben. Moving into the next 20 minutes of play, what do both Adrian College and Dubuque have to do to kind of keep their story going?
Starting off with the Spartans here, I think one of the biggest things that they've struggled with is in net, Scanron's doing a good job at anything in the air, but anything on the ice, she seems to have a lot more hesitation. She's not reacting as quickly. She's a lot more hesitant on where the puck might bounce to, if it's going to ricochet, stuff like that. In the air, she's confident all the way through. She watches it into her body or into her glove. So I think if you're the Bulldogs, try to keep it on the ice. Create a little bit more confusion for Scanron. And if you're the Spartans, you got to make sure you're getting more block shots.
Yeah, I think that's what the Bulldogs' plan, like we said, is that the low shots on the ice, and Scanron's having a little trouble with that. But I do agree she has been really good at stuff in the air. Even if she's not catching it cleanly, she's blocking it away and she's gotten beat twice, but it's not entirely her fault. Those are just really good plays there by Adrian College. So we flip sides. The ice is freshly cleaned and shaved, and we're ready to go for another 20 minutes. But first, now all the referees on one side of the goal checking at the bucket out there, maybe to collect some ice.
If I'm not mistaken, it looks like they are cleaning up a little bit of a hole there around the post, using a puck to pack it down. So maybe just a little bit overzealous with the drill when drilling the holes earlier. Of course, here in the AIA, they drill the holes for every day's contests. They're not cemented in like some other rinks, which allows the nets to kind of form to the ice a little bit better. That's why we don't see the nets come off their posts as often as you do in a lot of other rinks.
Looks like they're all set to go. They'll dispose of the bucket over by the Bulldogs bench, and now we're ready. You got the high attack out there with Ben, Johnson, and Pomerleau all out on the front line. The red line in the back, Bayer and Lacola. 20 more minutes up on the clock, second period, and we are ready to go. Johnson in the red line, enters cleanly past the blue line. Riley Johnson, far side, thought about taking herself, does, bar down, no goal. Lacola fires another shot in, pad save on the last second effort there by Scanron. Lacola fires another one off of this leg of a Spartan, hit the glass, and we play on. Hoover tipped up and into the Bulldogs bench this time, heading for their coach.
This puck is just heat-seeking onto these coaches here today, just flying off deflections into the bench area. And thankfully, I think a Bulldog player sitting down was able to get a hand up and block that puck from hitting their coach.
Yeah, one of the assistant coaches there. I think the Bulldogs have a slight advantage. They have a couple more players on their bench to kind of shield their own coach. Now 30 seconds in, and the line change for both squads here. Here's Horschel. Now far side. Underneath the Bulldogs cage, Reardon picks it up. Reardon connects off of the skate of Sturgeon. Go length of the ice. Sturgeon will win it. No icing. Poked away by Scanron. And Reardon pick it up along the yellow dasher. Gets put on the ground. Taken off by the Spartans. Here comes Jeffrey. 3-on-2. Dumps it off for Shield. Slow pace. Another slap shot. And that one goes up into the netting.
I mean, that's a lot faster of a start for the Spartans in this period than we've seen in the last. Hopefully they can build on that start and try to send a flurry the way of Stack.
Well, defensive zone draw in front of Stack on the left side. Won by the Bulldogs. Simon ushered it along the backside. For Bayer. Back to Simon. Backed off the boards. Montaliano try to connect with Klein. And Montaliano there to pick it up. Poked away, and now Klein again. Past the blue line. Reed through two Spartan defenders. Simon fires a shot. Scooped up into the glove of Scanron.
That's one of those plays from Simon there where you're hoping to just send it in front, create a deflection that leads to a little bit of chaos, and maybe you can get a goal out of it. But Scanron wisely picks it up off the ice.
Riley Johnson in for the draw. Tied up. Ben comes away with it. Here's Courtney Ben. Down low, ushered toward it. Off the back of the cage. And sends it back where it came from. It'll be Johnson. Left it for Simon. Another shot off the paddle and on the glove of Scanrun. Bulldogs just keep padding the shot totals there. Kind of a slower start here to the first 2 minutes. More whistles than we've seen in the beginning of the first period. Johnson in again, back to Simon. Ben misses on her slap shot attempt from the left point. Now low, they try to get it out. Here's Hall, met at the blue line. Riley Johnson working around again, and now Byer to Simon. Back to Byer. Connects with Pomerleau. Pomerleau connects over to Ben. Ben weave through towards the slot. One-time shot into the glove again of Emily Scanron.
That one took an odd hop. I thought it squeezed through 5-hole, but it took a just weird bounce off the stick in front and right up into the glove of Scanron, as you mentioned. Sometimes things just have to bounce your way, and you got to count on getting lucky every now and then.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Meter with some pace, fastest Spartan out there. Lacola collects behind her own cage. Meets another Spartan. Here's Couples. Now Lacola have it. In front of the red line, to dump it in diagonally, and she's going to chase it herself as well. Meets Griggs. Spartans try to get it out. Here's Tetro. Connects with Meter. Meter, toe drag, and broken up by Reardon. Flipped up into the protected netting. And will another defensive zone draw. Good chance there for Dubuque.
Yeah, that's great defense getting back there for the Bulldogs, as if, I believe it's Reardon, doesn't get that check off, it's going to be a perfect opportunity for the Spartans.
Tied up on the dot and sent the way of Stack. She'll cover it up.
Through these first 3 minutes, it's felt a lot more like the Spartans have come out kind of on fire here.
Tied up again. Bulldogs come away with it. It was low. Banked off the boards again right in front of us. Still sticked away, and now it'll come with Simon. This is it off for Sturgeon. Sturgeon with Reardon. Fire towards the slot, up high over the glass and still in. Simon, left point, down to on the blue. Reardon couldn't handle it. Simon kept it in on the blue line, and Dubuque comes away with it. Denhoff decides to go for a change instead of chasing it. It'll be Castle. Near side low, Simmons dishes it over the ref. And now Simon, D-to-D with Castle. Connects up with the blue line, red line with Hubenschmidt. Enters with 3. Hubenschmidt dishes it off. A shot blocked in front. Banked off the boards. And Richardson goes for a skate right in front of Stack. We play on. Just under 16 minutes to go here. Goes the length of the ice. No icing is called as Klein was there. A good speed. Past Hubenschmidt. Here's Klein at the blue line. Fires on the right shot and goes wide right. Montoliano. Banked off the boards. Now Montoliano still got it. Goes left for Richardson. Plays it off the board. Shot. Stick down by Montoliano before it got to the net. Byer, D-to-D. Richardson fires another one in. Caught in between the skates of Simmons. They escape the zone, but Byer still keeping the pressure on. Haight goes for a change, and Bulldogs dump it in diagonally. Far side, Johnson there. Montoliano weaves in front, still loose in the block, and they blew it dead, and it was still loose. An unfortunate play there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was almost an own goal, as the Spartans were trying to clear it out in front of Scanron and just tipped it up right into her chest as she knocked it down, and I thought she got the cover on, but as you mentioned, puck squeezed out.
15 minutes to play here. Second period, Bulldogs still lead 2-0. Near side boards goes the length of the ice. Castle first to get there, and it'll be a whistle. Ready to explore your Adrian future? Scholarship Day lets admitted students tour campus, meet faculty, and earn a renewable scholarship. Register now at adrian.edu/admissions/visit-campus/scholarship-day. I believe we had a scholarship day today. First one of the new year. So a lot of families here and maybe new to become students. Ben backhanded off the boards down low. Pomerleau again for the one-time shot with Johnson. Ben uses the body to keep the puck in the blue zone, and that one goes over and again into the bench area. This time heading for the head coach.
It has been comedic how often this puck is going into the bench area. Normally we'll see it, skip up and it'll catch the netting and do a little tumble, and no one's at risk of injury or anything. In these situations, people are genuinely at risk of getting hurt.
Well, we saw one of them actually hit the coach for Dubuque, and Aaron Connolly. Left point, Simon lets a shot go over the glove of Scanron, but the shot was just right. Right point shot, oh good, and we break it up. Here's Halson, gives it off for Denhoff. Through the blue line with two other Spartans. Byer pushes her off. Denhoff fired a shot. Save made by Stack. Byer behind the cage, looking to get it out. Still tangled up there with Tetreault. Now Simon on her own right dot. Hit off the skate of Johnson. And first to it is Ben. Right place, right time. And almost covered up by Scanron, but Ben was there to poke it free. We play on. Halson, backhand, Ben, gonna dish it out, gotta wait, doesn't know someone's offside, so it was Johnson. Now Richardson, enters cleanly on the blue line. Richardson had her stick poked up. Meter around Ben, Denhoff to control. It's passed through to Richardson with the boot, heaps it in, and now Ben dumps it down, and coming around the other side is Reardon. Reardon towards the slot, a good pass for Sturgeon, but couldn't get a stick on it. Richardson extends the stick. Oh, far side, near. Here's Reardon towards the slot again. Sturgeon just can't get it. Good positioning, but can't put it home. Now Castle. They retreat all the way down. Here's Richardson. Goes diagonal, but gets broken up by the Spartan, and Reardon comes away with it. Past the blue line. Hunter Reardon weaves in front, slot, shot. And goes right. Sturgeon to pick it up. Another pass through a dangerous scoring area. And Lowe. Now Reardon again. Reardon towards Lowe. Got it on her stick, but couldn't get a shot off. Lacola makes Hoover go on the ice. And Reardon still out there. Long shift for her. A lot of action. Eldridge backhands it. And Hoover there to play it. Now Lacola back in the neutral zone. Goes diagonal in front of the Bulldogs bench for Sturgeon. It's played behind the cage, behind Scanron. Now Klein, near side, Denhoff going to the corner. Ushered along the yellow dasher, far side, picked up by Byer. She's gonna fire a shot on, blocker save. Markovich first to get there. Here's Simmons in there as well. They're pinning against the boards. Monteliano comes to help, along with another Spartan. Klein on the right dot. Now Byer, D-to-D for Lacola. Fires a shot off of the skate of Hoover. Klein back to Lacola. D-to-D with Byer. Back to Lacola. Point. Fired shot. Blocked away. Rebound. Into the glove. In and out. We play on. Byer. Another shot off the skate and into the protective netting.
A lot of sloppy passing here as of late. Just passes that are easily interceptable because the players are passing without looking first. They're not finding who they want the puck to go to. They just know they don't want it on their stick anymore.
Puck gets tied up. Center gets high marks. And the Spartans come away with it. Here's Couples. Ben now weaved it in front for Johnson. This one going to take it herself, but gets poked away. Couldn't keep it on the tape. Riley Johnson back into the corner. Ben along with Griggs, and now Hash comes away with it. Sarah Hash. Diagonal for Halson and Simon there. Now for Ben on the near side. Johnson tries to get a stick on it. Halson there as well. Now Richardson comes away with it. Past the red line. Tries to enter and backhands it into the offensive zone. Ben slow plays it. On your side, Johnson. Simon fires a shot from the left point, and she'll get it back now. Simon, another pass through the legs of Johnson. Rebound. Pomerleau couldn't get there in time. It's Halson to come away with it. Simon, near side, through the neutral zone, tipped by Pomerleau, no icing. Johnson picked it up, backhands it towards the slot, and a Bulldog wasn't there. Simon fires a shot, and there's a block from Scheel. Simon again, point, weaving through a left dot shot under the glove of Scanron. Sturgeon battles and Benton collides, just trying to get to the bench. Reardon to come away with it. Sturgeon again between Reardon's legs. Reardon comes there, still loose. Lacola fires a shot blocked by the Spartans. And they get caught up with a little extracurriculars there between Halson and Lacola. Puck on its edge, goes to the far side for Castle. Nice move to get Scheel off her back. Tries to go diagonal to find Lowe. Near side. On their own blue line now. Post gets broken up by Lacola, and Lowe will come away with it. Under 10 minutes to play, second period. Lowe looking to get past Jeffrey. And two Spartans come to the aid. All four of them over there now. Here's Post. Post with three as the coach shouts out. And now Lowe to break it up, goes all the way, but she was behind the red line, so will be blown dead for icing with 8:56 left in the period.
Defense here for the Spartans has been 10 times better than we've seen in the first period. It's just a matter of, can they create the defensive opportunities to transition into offensive chances for their team?
And it looks like they're going to call this a neutral zone faceoff because maybe it was tipped and they made the wrong call on the icing. So center dot draw, won by the Bulldogs. Byer banked off the boards, past the stick of Markovich. Far side, Ronan had it. And here comes Halson. Battling down there in the corner. And whistle blown. Maybe he got caught up in the net. Oh, they're going to motion for a hand pass.
So through the first 30 minutes, the only times we really had whistles were for icing or the puck going into the bench area. Now we're finally starting to get some whistles due to some sloppy play.
Due to some actual illegal moves. Still no penalties yet, over 30 minutes into the game. Now Meter with the speed. Meter gets past the defense and gets absolutely laid out. Ref's hand goes up, but of course after the whistle, we play on, and now it's called. And Natalie Meter is still down. It'll be 2 minutes against Riley Johnson for boarding. Let's take a break. Oh, we're back. Natalie Meter got up on her own power and skated off on her own. So literally right after I said no penalties, about the cleanest day penalties you can see.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Meter there, it's a big shoulder check on Meter, and it looked a lot more vicious than it ended up being.
Loose into the slot, and now they kick it out. 8 minutes and counting here in the second period. Bulldogs are down a player. Denhoff still got it on her tape, was defended by Pomerleau for a second. Now connects with Ronan at the point for Denhoff, skating in, fires a shot, saved by Stack, and it weaves through again. Byer behind the net, flips it off, and that one hit the protective netting. Defensive zone draw for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, if you're the Spartans, you're starting to get some offensive zone time. You're starting to build your chances here offensively. There on that last opportunity, you fire one in from just outside the left circle of Stack, and after the deflection, you had a golden chance, just couldn't get your stick on it.
Far corner, Dubuque controls it. Here's Tetro. Left side dot, they get it back to the point, and Denhoff goes diagonal. Right dot shot blocked by Richardson. Now Ronan, and it squeaks all the way down the ice. Scanron will play it. Under a minute to go in the power play. Past the stick of post, but the referee Jones caught it on his leg. Far side, here's Hall. Dish it across for Jeffrey. Jeffrey fires from the right point, broken up on the skate of Lacola. Jeffrey again, right point, goes to the far side. Shot from Hall, no good. Simon, slap shot around the boards. Now Jeffrey in a battle with Lowe, and they escape it with 16 left in the man advantage for Dubuque. Last chance here on the set breakout. Jeffrey collects in front of the bench. Now Hall nearly flipped it up in front of the bench, and then the ref gets taken down in a clothesline from the stick. Broken up. Puck goes the far side. Simon. Penalty has expired. Bulldogs kill off another one. They're about 95% on the season at killing off penalties. Johnson now low. Ronan tried to backhand it out. Richardson a slap shot, 20 feet to the left. Klein looking, goes diagonal for Richardson. Can she keep it in the zone? She can. Fires a shot off of the hand and now covered up by Scanron.
Yeah, Scanron just not Scanron, mind you. I believe it was Tetro over pursued a little bit and just shot the hand back across the body, trying to block that shot in front. Almost caused a bounce that Scanron couldn't handle.
Ben scoops it up, got it behind the cage now. Courtney Ben dishes it back. Pomerleau first to it. Under 5.5 minutes to play here. Richardson dumps it back down low. Johnson weaving through and now covered up again by Emily Scanron.
Bulldogs making a wholesale change here, just full 5 coming on, and I think with the fresh legs here with the offensive zone draw, just trying to capitalize on a chance to extend this lead.
Lowe picks it up and broken up. Now Dubuque comes away with it. Here's Scheel. It's put on the ice. Bulldogs go D to D. They look to break it out again. Lowe underneath the scoreboard. Gives it back for Sturgeon. Had a couple of good looks earlier in the period. Now Halson dumps it out. Goes diagonal for Lowe. Backhands it back in. Under 5 minutes to play. Second period. Bulldogs up 2-0 and lead the shot totals 28-4. Sturgeon broken up. Now Lacola fired a shot off of the skate, ricocheted towards the net. Modigliano, far side Sturgeon, also in there is Halson. Here's Simmons, goes diagonal, tipped off with the stick of Shield. Simon gonna dump it back in, but Bulldogs had to retreat as they were called off sides. Now Simmons fires through and tipped at the red line by Shield, no icing. Good job there by Dubuque. They get a clean change and fresh legs, but Bulldogs look to go quick. Modigliano over for Klein. Got Modigliano behind her. Couple of whacks at it. And here come the Spartans off of it. Here's Eldridge. Weaves through the blue line, got to get rid of it. Had two bearing down on her. Dedrick puts down by Byer. Under the blue line, they got to call it, and it will be offsides. Don't miss Chase Matthew live at Adrian College on Saturday, March 21st at 7 p.m. for our spring concert. It's free for all Adrian College students, and tickets are available now at adriancollege.hometownticketing.com. That's March 21st, Chase Matthew at Adrian College. We're holding it down. Flipped up, stays in bounds, and now we play on. Meter back out there after taking a rough hit. And the shot just goes wide left past the skate of Stack. Far side tangled up. Shot caught in the glove of Kira Stack.
Wonder if the Spartans are just trying to create golden looks, when if they create just simple shots on goal, they'll get those golden opportunities off ricochets and, you know, some mistakes made by Stack.
And that could be kind of the trouble, is that you really want to look for the best look opportunity, and that you make the extra pass and try to get it in this exactly where you want it, where sometimes just having that extra shot and just throwing a couple of shots on net can really benefit you, especially with the rebounds. And when a goaltender hasn't seen a whole lot of action, you know, the glove can get a little stiff just sitting out there. I'd like to see Dubuque just kind of throw a couple more shots on net, maybe get an opportunity for have a rebounding chance. Post dishes back out, and Byer had to retreat. And Simon will collect. Under 3 minutes to play here, second period. Bulldogs, no goals yet in the second period. They still lead it 2-0. Here's Post, trying to get to Shield, but a good play there by Byer to get low and block the puck away. Now Johnson flipped it up, in and out of the hand of Courtney Ben, and Ben will go with it. Goes right. Take it herself. Benton shot. Blocker save. Pomerleau with the rebound. Goes wide left. Denhoff comes away with it. Connects with Meter. Meter toe drag again. Her favorite move out there. And rebound. There's the rebound. Meter again. Covered up by Stack.
Denhoff has been their most prominent offensive piece for the Spartans here today. 4 shots attempted, 3 of which have been shots on goal. She's also blocked 2 shots from the Bulldogs, so definitely a player to watch out.
Here's Lowe, nearly went coast to coast with it. Banked it off the boards for Lacola. Under 2 minutes to play here. Lowe, left dot, rebound, shot, goes wide right. Still loose, haven't blown it dead yet. It was poked free. That one escapes all the way down the length of the ice. Stack coming out to play it, but Lacola will take it first. Reardon fans on it. No icing, and she must have tipped it. Now another dangerous chance there in front of the net. Low, and now back near the ref again. Tipped in front over the crossbar. Far side. And Hoover gonna backhand it down low. Byer first to get it. Parker Byer looks to go diagonal. And Reardon stick down. Richardson. And ushered away there by Lowe. 1 minute to go in the second period. Bulldogs still lead 2-0. Here's Griggs. Broken up by the assistant captain and Pomerleau. Pomerleau, backhand. Byer fires a shot at tip, scores! Well, it went bar down off of a tip. Bulldogs up 3-0.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a tip there in front. It looked like the hero shot went towards Riley Johnson. Just a phenomenal job by Byer to let that one rip. And all you hear in the AIA is that bar clink, and everyone celebrate.
Well, the Bulldogs hit pay dirt here in the second period. They put one up on the board. Under 40 seconds to play. Pomerleau in there again. Bulldogs looking for one more. Byer again fires up, hits off the glass, goes down left. Here's Johnson. Ben tangled up with post. Off the stick of Byer. 13 seconds to go. Pomerleau gives it off. Johnson fires a shot. Rebound chance, sticked away. 6 seconds. Dubuque. Last chance. Over for post. One, and that'll be it for the second period. Well, Bulldogs strike late in the second period to make it 3-0, and we take attention to the shots on goal. It's 30 for the Bulldogs and 8 for the Spartans. Sean, pretty slow period there. It was not a lot of stoppages early on, a lot of defense being played. Dubuque had a couple of chances, then obviously culminated in the goal there by Adrian College in the last minute. What else did you see?
Well, a quick correction on that goal there. That last one we just seen, officially it has been awarded to Byer from the shot from the point. They're saying no deflection. Pomerleau now officially with 2 assists, 1 goal. She's got 3 points. She leads the team. Byer has the 1 goal, only points on the day. Ben as well. And then Lacola and Johnson both have 1 point, both coming from assists. The Bulldogs played very, very patient and slow throughout that period. They didn't score until there was 45 seconds left. That's not how you play championship-level hockey. Not when you are supposed to be dominating this team. The Spartans played a lot better up and down the ice. They caused a lot more turnovers. They blocked a lot more shots, and they made the Bulldogs squander a lot of the opportunities that they created for themselves.
So do you think they were playing that way because Dubuque was just that good against them, or they're just playing a little more passively because they know the competition and they can maybe take a couple of plays off despite only being a 2-goal game?
I think it's the taking a couple plays off mindset. I think that this Adrian team is one of the best in the country at this level. The issue is that if you're going to take plays off here, a 2-goal game against a team in the tournament, you can't afford to take plays off. You have to always be on your game, and that's something that's hard to change in a mindset. If you're doing it here, you'll do it later. You need to just squash that and go into every game like it's your last.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it earlier and how despite playing a team at the bottom of the standings, it could be tough mentally because you almost see it as a pushover game, right? Like, you know you're going to win, but you still got to play hard and stay sharp. We got a couple of hard games coming up. You got St. Norbert coming in here next week and Concordia the weekend after that. So we really got to stay sharp going into some of those key matchups at the top of the NCAA standings. And I think that it's just going to be really important moving forward that they come out. I think maybe head coach Chad Davis will kind of have something to say about that. Maybe they'll come out and score an early goal here in the third period. And for over a century, hockey's been played in 3 periods, not 2 halves. So we'll see you in another 10 minutes to get set for the third and final 20 minutes. Sean Whitmer and Nathan Lindner up here in the booth. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great, great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
Welcome to Adrian College, where we believe in educating both the heart and the mind. With over 100 innovative academic programs and 10 cutting-edge institutes, you'll find a path that's right for you. Join our vibrant community of over 50 athletic teams and discover why we're recognized as a U.S. News & World Report Most Innovative Institution. Adrian College, where passion meets purpose. Your future starts here.
One-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campusvisit.
Ready to elevate your game? At Adrian College, our athletes strive for excellence on and off the field. Get involved in over 50 student clubs and organizations where your passions meet purpose. With innovative programs and personalized learning, our academics are designed to ignite your future. Experience vibrant student life, where community and connection shape your college journey. Adrian College, where you belong. Apply today and become part of the Bulldog family.
These students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena on the campus of Adrian College. Sean Whitmer, Nathan Lindner up here in the booth. After tonight, Adrian stays home to host St. Norbert, a massive rivalry in the NCAA that's coming up this weekend, a week from yesterday and today. And then it's a road trip to Wisconsin during Super Bowl weekend to take on Concordia, which could decide the #1 seed in the conference. They'll finish the regular season with a home-and-home against Trine. Sean, with big games coming up against St. Norbert and Concordia, how important is it for Adrian to stay sharp in games like this one in the final 20 minutes?
Well, as we said, you got to play every game like you're playing championship-level hockey, and throughout the first period, it really felt like they kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit there in the second, hoping to see them come back out motivated to do more of what we've seen in the first here for this third period of play. But as you look at some of the numbers there, 31-8 shots on goal, 8-6 blocked shots in favor of the Spartans, and then face-off one, 32-13. Just two of the more important stats being led by the Bulldogs has really led to that 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and still only the one penalty going against the Bulldogs, a big one at that, a really big hit from Riley Johnson. For Dubuque, they'll head home after tonight to take on Lake Forest next weekend, then travel to Lawrence University before wrapping up the season on the road at Aurora. So, Sean, when you're a young program like Dubuque still trying to build, how important are these final few weeks for setting the tone heading into next season?
Well, going into next week, you're going to play your final 2 home games of the first season in your new head coach in Aaron Connolly. Try to build some momentum on that. Try to make that feel special. And then you're finishing out on back-to-back road series. Just at this point, have fun with it, develop, try out new strategies. It's a good time in the season to start testing things out. Test out different lineups. Test out players that maybe didn't play as much this season that maybe you were just trying to let sit and develop for next year. This is the time to start experimenting with things.
And since we talked about Adrian and St. Norbert and Concordia, let's take a look at the standings. Adrian's up top with 33 points, and Concordia, Wisconsin, right on their heels at 32. Just a point behind because they had one either tie or overtime loss. And St. Norbert in their third, Lake Forest in fourth. So it's really a two-horse race here between Adrian and Concordia, Wisconsin. And that matchup in 2 weekends from today is really going to be important. The final 20 minutes here between Adrian and Dubuque. Byer fires a shot off of the skate of Ronan. Behind the cage, here's Ben. Ushered along the yellow dasher for Richardson. Fires a shot in, goes wide left. Johnson will be the first to it. Spartan loses their stick. Johnson goes down low. Pomerleau. And Johnson, backhand shot, rebound. Couldn't get it. Johnson weaving through. Post was there, along with Scheel. And Byer going to dump it back in off of the boards. Played behind the net by Scanron. That one hit diagonally. I don't know if Byer sees the Spartan behind her in Hall. A minute played in. Now Sturgeon over her helmet. Broken up. Halson, and now Sturgeon's going to come away with it. Tipped up into the sweater there. And Lowe. Now Maddie Lowe working it around. Tipped, and Sturgeon catches it, puts it down. Sturgeon fires a shot over the stick. I believe it did hit the stick. Scanron did really not have eyes on that one. 90 seconds in. Here's Tetrao. Banked off the board, so go for herself. And now Post comes in. That's actually Zoe Couples. They dump it in. Far side, here's Hoover. Dangerous play around behind the cage. Hoover again, a pass towards the slot. Decent look for him there. Eldridge broken up as Hubenschmidt was trying to get it out. Now far side, long pass, couldn't connect with Hubenschmidt. And now Klein through the blue line. Monteliano with Klein on the left. Monteliano fires a shot, goes wide left. It will escape the zone. Bulldogs have to retreat as Parker Byer is there. Goes all the way down and blow dead for icing.
Yeah, it was a little confusing there for a second. I think a couple of the players thought that it might have been covered up before the icing. Of course, it was iced and then covered, so Bulldogs stuck on the surface and having to play in the defensive zone with the Spartans getting that draw.
It'll be Natalie Post in there on the offensive zone draw for Dubuque. Byer behind the net, will control it. Squirted away, and now Klein takes it. Modeliano on her right. Klein fires a shot over the crossbar. It will not escape. Byer keeps it in. Nice hustle play. Simon fires a shot from the point. Tipped up, still loose, and covered up into the glove of Emily Scanron.
That is a phenomenal play there by Scanron. That puck was bouncing every which way it could. Still able to get the trapper on it last second before it got whacked in. Of course, also with it flipping high like that, Bulldogs can't go too high to slap it down and in. Otherwise, you get the high sticking call.
Simon, left point. Left dot for Palmer, loose shot. Saw it all the way, did Scanron.
Scanron seems to be pretty locked in right now. I mean, seeing as many shots as she has, it's not like she's been played out.
Shot off the bar, stays out, still loose, and it's, oh, ref waves it off. It was kicked in.
Just a level of chaos there in front as it got rocketed and just, I believe it was Johnson camping out.
Yeah, Johnson had the initial shot, and then the rebound on the far side. It went in the goal. They're all celebrating, but it was kicked in, as the referee Jones said.
Head coach Davis wants a little bit of an explanation just to understand what they seen down on the ice. Will say Jones had the best angle at it.
Now we play on 3 minutes into this one. Bulldogs still lead it 3-0. Byer D-to-D with her mate and Simon. And a turnover. Diedrich move and pad save by Stack. Simmons lets one go. Tipped down in front. Hoover there, tipped again, hit off the post. They're still loose down there in the blue paint. Now finally covered up by Kira Stack.
A little bit of extracurricular starting to mount here as Spartans might be trying to raise some tensions and make the Bulldogs fall into some uncharacteristic mistakes.
Yeah, some of those kind of taking plays off, as we said earlier, especially, it can be dangerous in the defensive end. You really cannot do that, have any kind of mistakes down there. Lowe gets it out. Now Sturgeon taken away. Here comes Reardon. Gets pinned into the boards, and Sturgeon will come away with it. And that one can be called for offsides as Reardon got hit into the boards across the blue line, couldn't get back in time.
It's always really tough when you don't even have control over your own body and you're the one called offside because you just got shoved over the line. Maybe more teams should start employing that strategy of just throwing another player across the blue line.
Might get called for interference call every once in a while, but hey, if it stops a rush. Now Haight on the skate with Richardson. Richardson comes away with it, still got on her stick. Sturgeon looking for it diagonally, but it's low on the far side. And here's Post to retrieve it first. Off the stick of Sturgeon now. Reardon comes to grab it. And she gets hit into the boards. The most physical play you might see that's illegal in women's hockey right there. Sturgeon far side sticks it down. Sturgeon fires a shot, goes wide right. Now near side corner, Dubuque comes away with it. Banked it off the boards, and Richardson goes for a skate again. But Lacole will get there first, and it's blown dead for icing.
Sturgeon took a pretty rough fall there after getting a collision from Sarah Hash. Just ran into the backside and couldn't keep her footing. Defensive zone draw here for Dubuque.
quickly to the boards. A shot from Byer goes wide left. 2 Bulldogs there to clean it up. Markovich, Castle fires a slap shot over the post. That one gone all the way down. Again, whistled for icing.
Interesting situation there as Castle couldn't keep her footing. Tried to pull up before she hit the boards, which caused her to slip and fall into the boards. So Byer giving her a hard time on the way back toward the offensive zone draw.
Riley Johnson will be in there to take it. One, Pomerleau to Byer. Fires a low shot, still loose, sticked out, loose in the paint. Kicked out, here comes Byer. Another shot fired in, looking for a tip, rebound, no good. Ben and Johnson looking for the tips and rebounds. Off of the stick of Byer. Far side, here comes Castle. Connects with Ben, dishes it off for Johnson, couldn't keep it on the tape. Broken up by Ben, and pass towards the slot. Here comes Post, dishes it back, Shield. Byer working the defense. Shield sends a weak shot, tipped up, still kept in and sticked into the glove of Kira Stack.
Spartans have officially surpassed their shots on goal total from last night with their 11th shot on goal here in this contest.
Well, Johnson in there for the draw along with Post. Won by the Spartans, and Shield hits the deck. Shot from Jeffries, blocked there by Ben. Low side post. Here comes Richardson, and a Spartan hit the deck. And the penalty has been called.
Yeah, Lacola just wrapped the Spartan player around the left post there of Stack's net. Just a little bit of a painful looking spill. I believe it was Schill who got wrapped around.
So Sophia Lacola heads to the box. 2 minutes for interference was the call. Well, 14-15 to go. Third period. Bulldogs lead at 3-0. Only the second penalty of the day for either team. And both have gone against the Bulldogs. That one up into the protective netting, and we'll do it again.
I'd like to remind everyone, 19 straight goals for the Bulldogs against the Spartans in their all-time matchup. Spartans looking to end that here shortly.
Left point, fired a shot in, couldn't get to the net. Stick down by Shield. Kicked out. Denhoff goes D to D slowly. Slow shot, rebound. Stack covers it up.
Richardson looking like she wanted to protect Stack, but I don't think that Schill was trying to do anything with ill intent, just skating around, and Richardson tackled her to the ground. As we get a chance to see Riley Johnson's numbers there, 5 shots on goal, 77% face-off percentage.
Yeah, that's good. Well, puck escapes the zone, 90 seconds to play in the power play for the Spartans. Here's Ronan behind her own net, looking for the controlled breakout. A lot of space to work with here. Ronan got it now. Past the Bulldogs bench. Going to take it coast to coast herself. Ronan fires a shot in and out of the glove. Rebound. No good. Tip left again. Simon. Pass far side. Gets past the stick of Denhoff. And it'll go all the way down behind the Spartans' cage. Denhoff again. Connects with Meter. And the Bulldogs come away with it. Sturgeon fires it all the way down. A good clear, but 2 Bulldogs right there. A dangerous bounce as it ricocheted off the boards, and Scanron will cover it up.
That's a scary play there if you're Scanron. Your team's playing with the player advantage, and yet still the Bulldogs have 2 players sitting unmarked right in front of your crease.
Defensive zone draw for Dubuque despite being on the power play. It squirts all the way down, and they're going to get called for an icing.
Early stages of this power play, they seemed like they were trying to run a set play that was going to get them some clean looks, but these past 22 seconds or so have really just felt like the wheels fell off the bus.
Face-off escapes the zone. Dubuque decides not to go for a change despite icing it. Byer tapped off the glass, did not hit the netting. We play on. Here's Jeffrey to go chase it. Simmons, pass connects with Meter. Allie Meter, toe drag again. It's broken up by Richardson and the other number 14. Paulson. Now Meter. There's it off. Simmons fires a shot in and scores! Dubuque puts one on the board, and it's a power play goal.
It's a good setup for Simmons. The Bulldogs over pursuit here leads to essentially a 4-on-2, and Simmons just sends one in. It looked like it gets under the arm of Stack off the iron and finds the back of the net.
Well, no more 19 unanswered goals, Sean, huh?
I did say that they were looking to get rid of that tally before it hit the 20 mark, and, well, they did just that.
3-1, deficit is still 2, and that seems like a big mountain if you're the Spartans here. And another penalty called against the Bulldogs, this one for tripping. Pretty weak call, if you ask me.
I think there's an element of selling out for that one if you're the Spartan player that got tripped. The stick definitely hit the shin pad skate area of the Spartan. How much of that was forcing that player to the ice and how much of that was just laying out to get back into the power play, we'll never know.
Jeffrey fires from the point. Stack didn't see it all the way. Now Jeffrey dishes it back down low. Richardson to collect. Tipped off past Meter. Richardson nearly gets put into the boards. A fire shot from the left point. And Simmons off the skate of Byer. Tipped up and over the net. Here we go. Meter. Left dot goes over to the right dot. Jeffrey fires a shot and easily into the glove of Stack.
I mean, how quickly tempo can change here inside the Arrington Ice Arena. I mentioned you're playing with a 2-goal lead as if you were playing up 10-0, and now suddenly you're back to a 2-goal lead. They just scored a power play goal, and they're on the power play again.
Lowe retrieves the dump. Broken stick on the ice. Lowe fires a shot. Scores! We'll talk about taking the initiative and coming back off of the goal. Bulldogs score shorthanded. All alone was Matty Lowe.
How about that for the freshman who has played so good this season for the Bulldogs? I mean, she does it all by herself. It's a sharp angle shot. She makes the bottle do a little dance. And the captain had to go grab a new stick from the locker room.
Now Bulldogs push the lead back to 3. They now lead it 4-1, 11 minutes to play, third period. Here comes the Spartans, still on the power play for the next 64 seconds. Simmons off the glass, and here's Tetreault. Shield, defended by Pomerleau. Tetreault in there as well. Ronan comes to help. Still along the near side boards. Here's Shield. Fires a shot into the glove of Stack. Good save.
It's a great save by Stack, but also nice defensive intelligence there from Lacola as she was taking away the backdoor cut just in case there was a deflection or the pass or the shot ends up turning into a pass.
And we'll do it again after the puck up into the protective netting. $10:29 to go, third period. Won by the Spartans. Simmons, left point. Now Meter outside of the circle. Meter got it in the corner again, defended by Byer. Meter towards the slot, and nice stick handle there, poke it away by Richardson. Simmons lets one go. Byer stepped in front to block it. Richardson now comes away with it, fires it off, stayed off the top of the glass. It goes down with 10 seconds left to go in the penalty kill. Riley Johnson still got to the puck despite the Bulldogs just dumping and chasing on it. Simon, a turnover nearly in the defensive end. Reardon couldn't connect with Lowe as Castle escapes the box. Banked off the boards. Fast break. Post shot off the quick wrister. And Stack makes the save into the chest. Fired off the glass again. Past a couple of sticks. And Sturgeon is first there. Icing's waved off. Sturgeon. Right dot. Couldn't connect. They escaped the zone. Here's Castle. Going to flip it back in. Called delayed offside, so we play on. Couples is right there into the far corner. Stepping up and whistle dead for offsides. Just a reminder, ACTV broadcasts are fully student ran. On today's crew is Olivia Cronin on top cam, Dakota Clifton, Keegan Wade on the action cams. Dakota Schneider is our director, Sean Whitmer, and my name is Nathan Lindner in the booth. Our streaming coordinator is Josiah Jarrell, also on Switcher today. Thank you for tuning into this broadcast of Adrian College Television. Ronan at our own blue line. Near the Dubuque bench as well. Ronan, a slow pass. Dietrich flicks it up and into the protective netting again.
There's just been a lot of incidental mistakes that have led to whistles, not penalties, not, offsides quite as often, but a lot of just playing the puck into the bench, playing it into the netting. Just flipping the puck a little bit too high for the boards that are available to use.
Byer looking, goes the far side. It's not going to hit any Bulldog or Spartan, and it'll be icing.
Taking a look here at Natalie Post, number 5 for the Spartans, has 2 shots on goal and has been very good on the face-off here today, 66%. We're seeing her face off against Riley Johnson, who we highlighted earlier. And
Post just won the face-off, at least momentarily, before Richardson comes in to take it away. Now Post the far side again, in there with Byer. Tangled up. Johnson, 8.5 minutes to go here. Hammerlow tries to connect with Ben, gets away from Jeffrey. Ben dishes it back, and Post is right there to intercept. Post got room to work with now. Natalie Post through the blue line. Shot, pad save. Rebound from Shield, couldn't get enough on it. Here's Simon. Good move. Simon. Weaves, no shadow of the boards here. Simon. Dumped down low, couples there, picked up by Meter. There's Meter. Still on her tape. Takes a break, and now Sturgeon will come away with it. Poked away by Haight. Sturgeon hits the deck. Pickpocketed by Meter. Toe drag, now gets away. Meter poked away by Simon. Good defensive play there. Lacola escapes the zone. Sturgeon on a chase with it along with Grace Ronan. Back in the neutral zone. Meter fires a long shot on the pad, and they'll play on. It won't be covered up by Stack. Here's Richardson. Weaving. Still got it. Richardson past post. Richardson nearly went coast to coast and gets tangled up, and refs hand up. He called for a hook.
Sometimes that's all you can do, though, in a situation like that, is just hook the player going in, because otherwise they're going to score a goal, and you'd prefer not to have them score. So as long as it's not a breakaway opportunity, you're not giving up a penalty shot, you test your luck.
Now Bulldogs get the first power play of the night. 5-on-4 advantage. Ben, right point, fires a shot off of the cage, off of the helmet of Markovic. Johnson, tough angle, goes far side. Now here's Pomerleau. Pomerleau on the near side, 6.5 minutes to play. Tate Trow, Johnson, Ben, and now Modigliano. Here's Pomerleau again. Pomerleau, dump and chase behind the cage. There's Ronan, far side of the corner. Sends it back where it came from. Ben collects near the boards. Right point, across the blue line. Back to Ben. Ben, Deeks, right, left, shot, scores! The stick handling of Courtney Ben and a power play goal for the Bulldogs makes it 5-1.
How about this for Ben's second goal on the evening? Just a little give and go. Finds her. She makes a move around the dot. She was making the defense look silly as she weaved toward the house and buried it home.
Six minutes left, third period. Bulldogs now lead at 5-1 off the goal from Courtney Ben. Meter broken up by Byer. Feeds it to Klein. Klein near side. Now Byer steps in, fires a shot, caught into the glove of Scanron, saw it all the way.
Once again, another one of those aerial long distance shots that Scanron has done so good with today. I think most of the Bulldog shots have come from there, and she's only let one through.
Jeffrey on a skate, far side, gets past Richardson. Klein in there as well. They pin her against the boards. A feed into the slot. And no Spartan was there. Here come the Bulldogs. 1-on-2. Far side. It's broken up. It was Beal. Shot, Castle. No good. Still loose in the paint. Far side, Diedrich first to it. Now Simmons. Escapes, gets past the blue paint. Dumped diagonally. Now far side, Simmons hunted by Reardon. Ben has her name getting announced for the previous goal. Gets it off for Lacola. Right point. Lacola fires a shot, blocked in front by Hoover. Now Simon goes back to retrieve it. Castle was waiting to let Ben get offside and then went instead and blown dead.
I think the puck just started slipping away from her there a little bit as she was trying to be patient, as you mentioned, and uncharacteristic mental mistake there for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs win the draw. Puck goes all the way near their bench. Now Richardson, underneath the shadow of the scoreboard, gives it to DeDobler. Weak shot and covered up by Emily Scanron. 43 shots on net for the Bulldogs. And 18 for the Spartans, so that'll make 38 saves for Scanron.
It's a pretty good game there for the freshman, just handling a lot of different looks throughout this game.
Quick shot off of the draw, save. Pomerleau hits the deck, ref's hand goes up. Stack heads to the net. Shot kicked away, and Dubuque takes control. And it'll be another penalty against the Spartans.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick sequence there as Pomerleau was just trying to fight for positioning and just got bodied right in the middle. Unfortunately for her, as she was falling down, the shot that was coming from just outside the slot, it looked like it caught her in the shoulder. Just unfortunate sequence of events there for her.
So it'll be Grace Ronan head to the box. Bulldogs 5-on-4 advantage. Shot from Reardon hits the stick of Scanron. Reardon, left point, left circle now. Looks for Reardon on the give and go. Did to Dobler. Now low, down low. In there, Richardson escapes the zone. And Lacola go for a skate to save it. 30 seconds gone in the power play. Here's Lowe. Enters the zone. Lowe, Deeks left, shot from the right point. Reardon shot through the slot. Richardson gives it off. Point. Lacola couldn't keep it on the tape, but keeps it in the blue paint. Reardon towards the slot, poked away by Simmons. Lacola is first to have it. Dishes it off for Richardson, gives it back for Lacola. Lacola flips a puck and takes a nasty hit into the boards. Referee's hand is up and Lacola is down.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough tumble there, especially late in this game with only 3 minutes left and your team up by 4. That's not what you ever want to see, but not especially in a situation like this.
We'll cut to a break here as Sophia Lacola still on the deck. We'll be right back. 3 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the third period. Sophia Lacola was able to get up under her own power and get off the ice. Was down for a while there, though. Byer, left point. Down low for Pomerleau. Bulldogs have a 5-on-3 advantage now. Johnson gives it off for Ben above the circle. One-time shot from Byer. Scores! Bulldogs take advantage right away off of the 5-on-3 advantage, and they extend the lead.
How about that for Byer getting her second goal on the evening to tie Ben as Ben gets the assist, and Byer rifled that through there. Looked pretty confident as soon as it left her stick.
And Bulldogs still got a power play advantage for another 100 seconds. Sturgeon almost loses it, and Simmons ushers it away. Johnson into the right corner. Looking, finds Ben atop the circle. Ben fires a shot, sticked up, and caught into the hand of Simmons. Johnson again into the corner outside the circle. Ben, D-to-D. With Byer, goes down low, left corner for Pomerleau. Back to Johnson behind the net. Shot through the slot, maybe looking for Pomerleau on the opposite side. Ben, right point, back to Byer. Deeks hits through, sends one towards the net, and flicked away by Simmons. Under 2 minutes to play in the third period, 50 seconds left in the power play for the Bulldogs. Here's Johnson, makes one move. Still got it on the tape. Tries to get it off for Simon, but should have did it a little earlier. Now Ben. Here's it off for Simon again. Pomerleau fighting for it with Simmons. Put one towards the net. No Bulldog was there. Now Ben across the blue line, neutral zone for Simon. Gonna dump it down low behind the Spartans' cage. Reardon's first to it. Collects. Gives it off for Lacola. Excuse me, Castle. Fires and misses. And it goes all the way to length of the ice past the stick of Simon. Diagonal pass for Castle. Low. Really got caught up. Now Low got it. Taken away. Spartans, 50 seconds to play. Meter. It's poked away by Byer. Byer holds Meter. Now Richardson in there to help as well. Richardson pokes it away. Byer far side. Banked off the boards and sent right back in by Ronan. Castle, Richardson down here. Now Tay Trow. And covered up by Stack.
Yeah, just 26 seconds left, just about at least. And I think if you're the Bulldogs, you're feeling pretty good about how this game went from start to finish. Maybe the second period wasn't exactly what you liked, but everything else has been really good.
A solid game here from the number 7 team in the nation. The Dobbler gets tangled up and then sent down into the boards, and no call. And a little extracurricular after the fact as the Bulldogs bench erupts.
They're going to get double sent. Body checking going against the Spartan. Didn't see the call against the Bulldog.
Probably roughing. Either way, they'll only be in there for 13 seconds. Off of the draw, it was the Dobbler with it right here and just gets put into the boards and then whipped down. And I think after the fact, right there, pushed him down. Well, not a whole lot of ice time for the Dobbler here tonight, but she makes the most of it.
Well, a little confusion from the Bulldogs and the Spartans, as I don't think they realized that we were playing 4-on-4.
Bulldogs win the draw. Modeliano back to Huberschmidt, D-to-D with Byer. Nearly sticked away by Shield. Byer takes the skate, goes back. Huberschmidt one time to low. Enters cleanly, and that will do it. Bulldogs get the win 6-1 in another dominant victory. They'll sweep the season series against the University of Dubuque. And with only 6 games left to play in the regular season, we're coming down on the final stretch.
Yeah, and really 2 of those matchups are matchups to look out for, as the Bulldogs are going to be battling for first in the NCAA and trying to do everything they can to control their future for the postseason.
Yeah, they definitely control their destiny the rest of the way. If they win out, then they will be the regular season NCAA conference champions and will host the Slots Cup as long as they win. For Dubuque, another loss under the season. 6 more games left for them, 2 more at home next weekend, the final 2 at home, and then before the final 4 on the road for another season on Dubuque.
Well, I think it's safe to say that they've found a netminder they can be pretty confident in Scanron, as she played phenomenally throughout today's contest. Obviously, she led up the 6 goals, but she made 41 saves, and a lot of those saves were not easy saves to make.
No, it was a really good game there by Scanron. Just a freshman out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, close to where I'm from, and really a really good play here. I mean, going against the top-ranked team in Adrian, just, you knew it was an uphill battle from the start, and obviously, but you play well and let 2 goals up in the first period, and only the 1 late in the second before it kind of got away from you there in the third. But a couple of those were power play goals, so not entirely your fault, and pretty good job there from Dubuque as a whole. Obviously, to take the 6-1 loss, but it's some things to build on.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to see the 3 stars of the game here pretty quickly, but I don't think you could have 3 stars of the game without having Byer and Ben included in that list, both with 2 goals. Of course, Ben having the assist to Byer on Byer's second goal, giving her 3 points on today's contest. 3-way tie for 3 points between Ben, Johnson, and Pomerlau. All 3 of Johnson's points came from assists.
So if you had to pick a 3rd star, who would you choose?
Personally, I think I'd go, it's between Johnson and Pomerlau. It depends. Do you prioritize leading the team in assists, or do you want that singular goal along with the 2 assists? As Riley Johnson gets announced, there's
your answer, yeah.
So they're going to go Paige Pomerlau as the 2nd star, which leads us to, it'll probably be Courtney Ben.
Yeah, I was going to pick Pomerlau over Johnson, and then they give it to Ben instead of Byer, despite having Byer having 2 goals, but no assists. But so each star having a 3-point night. The 3-point nights for all the ladies there. You got anything else, Sean?
I think the Bulldogs just really need to continue what they did in that 3rd period there, try to erase the 2nd period out of their mind, and that's how they can be successful for the rest of this season.
That's going to do it here from the Arrington Ice Arena. Final score, Adrian College 6, University of Dubuque 1. From all of us here at ACTV, Sean Whitmer, and I am Nathan Lindner. So long, everybody.